Well, guys, welcome to Downtown Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartMedia, live from Dubai for Wednesday, June 24th, 2020, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com, the iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Netflix is giving a glimpse of the animated musical Over the Moon. The streaming service shared a trailer for the film Tuesday featuring voices of Kathy Ang, Margaret Cho, Philippa Soo, and Irene Soo. Over the Moon is inspired by the Chinese legend of Chang, the goddess of the moon. The trailer opens with Fei Fei, played by Ang, a young girl listening to her parents tell her the story. The preview then switches to the present day where Fei Fei's mother has died. Fei Fei builds a rocket ship to the moon in an attempt to prove the existence of the moon goddess. Over the Moon is directed by Glenn Keane, an animator who's worked on the Disney's The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas, and other films. The film features a score by Stephen Price and original songs by Christopher Curtis, Marjorie Duffield, and Helen Park. Keane and producer Jenny Rim and Pila Chu will discuss the Over the Moon movie during the Anti Festival 2020 stream Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Nick News will have a news special about race hosted by singer Alicia Keys. Nickelodeon announced in the press release Tuesday that Kids, Race, and Unity, a Nick News special, will air June 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kids, Race, and Unity aims to amplify the voices and experiences of black children across the country. The special follows the death of George Floyd and comes amid ongoing protests and conversations around racial injustice. Kid, Race, and Unity is a 1-hour special that features Black Lives Matter leaders answering questions from kids and offer tools for families to have conversations about race and inclusivity. It also highlights teen activists. He says talking about race can be sensitive and uncomfortable. And sometimes we try to protect our children from racism that they've already experienced. Honestly, there's no way around this topic if we want to move forward in any kind of meaningful way. She also added, what's happening in the world is not just a problem for the black community, it's all of our problem. We all have to care about it in order to change it. It's such an important, vulnerable, honest, and beautiful conversation, and I know many families may be searching for the right way to enter it. Let's really deep dive together. Keys will speak to Black Lives Matter co-founders Patrisse Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tomita, 12-year-old singer Kedron Bryan, author Abraham X, Kendi, Teens for Equality founders Jade Fuller, Nia Collins, Z. Thomas, Kennedy Green, Emma Rose Smith, and Michaela Smith, social media star Tabitha Brown, and family therapist Dr. George James. Kids, Race, and Unity will be available to watch on Nickelodeon's YouTube, Nick On Demand, and the Nick app following its premiere. Nick News, created and hosted by Linda Eberly, aired on Nickelodeon from 1992 to 2015. Nickelodeon plans to air a series of Nick News specials in the coming months. Keys released a new song, Perfect Way to Die, in response to police violence last week. Filmmaker Boots Riley announced on Twitter that he is developing a new series starring Jharrel Jerome titled I'm A Virgo. Riley said that the show will follow a 13-foot tall black man who lives in Oakland, California. Jerome, best known for starring in When They See Us and Moonlight, will play the lead role. The director is developing the series with Michael Ellenberg's Media Rest and has not decided on a network or streaming service. Riley said it will be dark, absurd, hilarious, important, alongside a poster for the show that features artwork of a large man sitting in the back of the car. The poster contains the phrase, an episodic joyride from Boots Riley on the bottom. Riley made his directorial debut in 2018, Sorry to Bother You, which starred Lakeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, Terry Crews, Danny Glover, Stephen Yang, and Armie Hammer. Sorry to Bother You also took place in Oakland and follows Stanfield as a telemarketer who finds success after he starts talking to customers using a white-sounding voice. Savannah Guthrie and Roker had a happy reunion today. The Today co-anchor and Today weather anchor saw each other in person for the first time in months during a segment Tuesday in Hudson, New York. Guthrie was in Hudson to report the small community's reopening amid the coronavirus pandemic. Roker has had ties to Hudson for years. Roker said on Today, I lived up here. My family's up here for over 22 years. It's such a spectacular place, and other small towns just like it all across the country, and especially here in the Northeast trying to reopen. Roker also shared socially distanced photos with Guthrie on Twitter. He wrote, hashtag reunite and feel so good seeing Savannah Guthrie in person here on at Today's Show live from Hudson, New York. Guthrie tweeted in response, the best part of my day, week, month, seen at Al Roker again. Today has been filmed remotely since March due to the health crisis. Guthrie and her co-anchor, Hoda Kotb, said on Watch What Happens Live last week that the pandemic has confirmed that their partnership is the right fit. Guthrie says, we miss each other so much that we actually call during the commercials and talk, and then we text through the entire show. Me and Hoda, we are the right match for each other. Guthrie also shared how she has postponed her Kotb also shared how she has postponed her wedding to Joel Schifferman due to the health crisis. Lucifer will return for a sixth and final season. Netflix renewed the fantasy series for season 6 on Tuesday, ahead of the show's season 5 premiere. The streaming service wrote on Twitter, the devil made us do it. Hashtag Lucifer will return for a sixth and final season, like final. Netflix previously said season 5 would be the show's last. The series initially aired for 3 seasons on Fox and was picked up at Netflix following its cancellation. Netflix said Monday that Season 5, Part 1 will premiere August 21st. The company shared the news alongside a 66.6-second video featuring some of the show's steamiest moments. Lucifer is based on the DC Comics books character Lucifer Morningstar, created by Neil Gaiman. The TV series follows Lucifer, played by Tom Ellis, the devil who leaves hell to live in Los Angeles. Lucifer is created by Tom Capinos and co-stars Lauren German, Kevin Alejandro, D.B. Woodside, Leslie Ann Brandt, and Rachel Harris. Season 5 will consist of 16 episodes. 30 Rock creator Tina Fey has requested that episodes of the show be pulled due to their use of blackface. Variety says Fey, series co-creator Robert Carlock, and NBC Universal asked that 4 episodes featuring characters in blackface or makeup used by non-black performers to represent a black person be removed from streaming and syndication. Entertainment Weekly said Hulu and Amazon Prime are taking down the episodes. The episodes won't appear in future reruns on television and won't be available to purchase from iTunes or Google Play. Fey said in a letter obtained by Vulture, as we strive to do the work and do better in regards to race in America, we believe that these episodes featuring actors in race-changing makeup are best taken out of circulation. I understand now that intent is not a free pass for white people to use these images. I apologize for the pain they have caused. Going forward, no comedy-loving kid needs to stumble on these tropes and be stung by their ugliness. 2 of the episodes in question, Season 3, Episode 2, Believe in the Stars, and Season 5, Episode 10, Christmas Attacks Zone, features Jenna Maroney, played by Jane Krakowski, in blackface. The other episodes being pulled are Season 6, Episode 19, Live from Studio 6H, featuring John Hamm in blackface, and the East Coast version of Season 5, Episode 4's live show. 30 Rock had a 7-season run on NBC from 2006 to 2013. Capitol Fourth, the annual 4th of July broadcast on PBS, will be returning for their 40th anniversary presentation, but the performances will be pre-taped this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Capitol Concerts, which produces the annual concert, says this year's installment will be hosted by TV actor John Stamos and Broadway star Vanessa Williams. Capitol Fourth is traditionally broadcast live from the West Lawn of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., but this year's 90-minute presentation will instead feature pre-taped performances due to the ongoing coronavirus outbreak. The portion of the program featuring the firework display over Washington will be broadcast live. Performers slated for the inclusion in July 4th's presentation includes Patti LaBelle, John Fogerty, Renee Fleming, The Temptations, Trace Atkins, Andy Grammer, Yolanda Adams, Brantley Gilbert, Laura Lana, Brian Stokes Mitchell, Kel O'Hara, Mandy Gonzalez, and members of the National Symphony Orchestra under the direction of conductor Jack Everly. The broadcast will also feature highlights of past performances in the 40-year history of the concert series. Capitol Fourth will be broadcast at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PBS, as well as on various NPR radio stations across the country. The concert will also stream on Facebook, YouTube, and PBS website. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts announced on Tuesday that it's delaying the 43rd Annual Kennedy Center Honors and the 23rd Annual Mark Twain Prize for American Humor until 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Kennedy Center Honors will now take place March 7th, 2021, and air a later day on CBS. The Mark Twain Prize for American Humor will be presented on June 20th, 2021, followed by a later broadcast on PBS. The John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts has canceled most previously announced performances and events through the end of 2020, including the National Symphony Orchestra opening night gala that was set to take place on September 26th. The center's leadership, programming, and education teams are exploring ways to present digital and physically distant programming that falls within D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's current guidelines for reopening. New programming will be announced in July. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts expects to lose an estimated $45.7 million in ticket sales and other earned income during the 2020-2021 season. The center will be looking at cost-saving measures to protect as many staff in artistic positions as possible. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts closed on March 13th and has provided digital programming through YouTube and Facebook. Kennedy Center President Deborah Rutter said in a statement, "I'm deeply proud of our staff and artists who have been forging new digital stages for audiences in the nation's capital and across the country. And I'm equally excited by the work being done to safely allow us to experience the arts once again in person as well. For our patrons with tickets to fall performances, we do ask your patience and flexibility as we readjust season schedules." Sally Field, Sesame Street, Earth, Wind & Fire, Linda Ronstadt, and Michael Tilson Thomas were honored at the 42nd Annual Kennedy Center Honors in December. Dave Chappelle received the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor in October. The child creator Lena Waithe says she's excited to introduce the show's first transgender character. The 36-year-old actor, writer, and producer said on Monday's episode of The Late Late Show with James Corden that Season 3 will be the gayest season ever and have a fantastic new character named Jasmine. Waithe said of the season, which premieres Monday on Showtime, "It's definitely the gayest season ever. We kicked off with two black women marrying each other in holy matrimony." She added, "I'm so excited that we finally get to introduce our first trans character this season. Her name is Jasmine. She's a Chicago native. She's fantastic." Waithe says the show won't linger on or emphasize the fact that Jasmine is transgender. She says we make sure to not point a finger or shed too much light on her being trans. She's an amazing woman. She's an interesting character, and I'm excited that we finally get to do this season. In addition, Waithe says Season 3 won't feature any police. Waithe says she made the decision prior to George Floyd's death and the ensuing protests. She says, "Even before all this happened, when I pitched Season 3 to the network and studios, I said, I don't want any cops this season. Why do police have to be in the black community narrative at all?" She added, "My amazing showrunner, Justin Hillian, basically said, well, you know how to make cops go away, make a black girl disappear. So that's what we did. We focus on how the community comes together, leans on each other, and doesn't necessarily need police to be in their community." The child stars Tari Guma Mabatha Matween, Jacob Lattimore, Alex Hibbert, Michael Epps, and Yolanda Ross. Season 3 Showtime released the teaser trailer for Season 3 in May. iHeartMedia and Warner Brother Entertainment are teaming up to co-produce companion podcast for our HBO Max shows. The first podcast to debut under the new deal will include the comedy thriller Search Party and the sci-fi drama Raised by Wolves. The entire slate of podcasts will be available on HBO Max, iHeartRadio, and everywhere podcasts are heard. iHeartMedia will get first look priority to produce HBO Max companion podcasts. The two companies may also produce podcasts for WarnerMedia Entertainment's television networks TNT, TBS, and True TV. Kevin Riley, the president of TBS, TNT, and True TV and chief content officer at HBO Max, said in a statement, "We look forward to working with iHeartMedia as we continue to find new ways to break grounds and create opportunities for our storytellers to do what they do best. Today's streaming fans are hungry for more content the second they finish an episode of their favorite shows, and podcasts are a great way to keep those fans engaged while also giving our roster of creative talents additional tools to extend the worlds of their shows and stories. Search Party, which stars Alicia Keys, John Reynolds, John Early, and Meredith Hagner, follows a group of 30-somethings who are searching for their missing friend in New York City. The first 2 seasons of Search Party are available on HBO Max, with season 3 set to arrive on Thursday. Raised by Wolves, directed and executive produced by Ridley Scott, will follow 2 androids known as Father and Mother who are tasked with raising a human child on a mysterious planet. Former President Barack Obama, Taylor Swift, and more are set to appear on Pride Live's 3rd annual Stonewall Day 2020 virtual event taking place Friday on Logo's YouTube and Facebook page. The event will run from 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will help benefit the LGBTQ advocacy groups that are facing financial hardships due to the COVID-19 pandemic, including the Ally Coalition, the Brave Space Alliance, Trans-Latin and Coalition, and Trans Lifeline. Obama will give a special message to the LGBTQ community. Ellen DeGeneres, Cynthia Erivo, Demi Lovato, Katy Perry, Christian Siriano, George Takei, Donatella Versace, Lily Wachowski, Richard Branson, Johnny Beauchamp, Valentina Sampio, Dustin Lance Black, Blossom C. Brown, Chelsea Clinton, Luke Evans, Valerie Jarrett, Stella Maxwell, Irma Jones, Bethany Myers, and Gina Rosero will make an appearance, as well as the Pride Live board president, Dr. Yvette C. Burton. Kesha and Haley Kiyoko will perform. Stonewall Day marks when New York City police conducted a raid on a gay bar in 1969, which led to the Stonewall riots. The riots helped launch the modern gay rights movement. Megan Fox says that Michael Bay never preyed upon her during their time working together. The 34-year-old actress discussed her experience with Bay in an Instagram post Monday after a past interview sparked backlash against the Bad Boys 2 and Transformer director. In a 2009 interview with Jimmy Kimmel Live that resurfaced this week, Fox recalled how she was an extra in Bad Boys 2 at the age of 15. She said Bay had her dance underneath a waterfall getting soaking wet in a bikini while filming a club scene after she wasn't allowed to sit at a bar due to her age. In addition, the Guardian film critic Jason Solomon said in 2009 that Fox told him that her audition for the Transformers included her washing Bay's Ferrari at the director's home as he filmed her. In her post Monday, Fox said she was 19 or 20 when she auditioned for Transformers and never washed Bay's car at his home. The actress says, "I did work me pretending to hold how to hold a wrench on one of Michael's Ferraris during one of the audition scenes. It was at the Platinum Dunes studio parking lot. There were several other crew members and employees present, and I was at no point undressed or anything similar." She added, "So as far as this particular audition story, I was not underage at the time, and I was not made to wash or work on someone's car in a way that was extraneous from the material in the actual script." Fox thanked fans for their support, but said her experience with Bay were inconsequential compared to the genuinely harrowing experiences in a ruthless, misogynistic industry that she's endured. The actor says, "There are many names that deserve to be going viral in cancel culture right now, but they are safely stored in the fragmented recesses of my mind." She added, "But when it comes to my direct experiences with Michael and Steven Spielberg, for that matter, I was never assaulted or preyed upon in what I felt was a sexual manner." She's referencing to Steven Spielberg, the executive producer of Transformers. Fox and Bay reunited for the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot after Fox famously compared Bay to Adolf Hitler in a 2009 interview with Wonderland magazine. Bay told GQ in 2014 that Spielberg had Fox fired from the Transformers after she made that remark. And finally, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and Shakira will perform during an upcoming benefit concert for COVID-19 relief. Global citizens and the European Commission shared plans in a press release Monday for Global Goal Unite for Our Future, the concert. Global Goal will take place Saturday to help highlight the disproportionate impact coronavirus has on marginalized communities. The virtual event is hosted by Dwayne Johnson. Cyrus, Bieber, and Quavo and Shakira will perform alongside Coldplay, Usher, Chloe Times Haley, Christina and the Queens, J Balvin, Jennifer Hudson, and Yemi Alade. Antoni Perotsky, Billy Porter, Charlize Theron, Chris Rock, David Beckham, Derek Johnson, Diane Kruger, Forrest Whitaker, Hugh Jackman, King Jong, Kerry Washington, Nicola Coster-Waldau, Olivia Colman, Optal Tometi, and Salma Hayek and other stars will make appearances. Global Citizens co-founder Hugh Evans said, global citizens around the world are calling for systematic change that brings about justice for everyone, everywhere, regardless of what they were born on, this color of their skin. If we are to end COVID-19 for all, we need our world leaders to commit the billions of dollars needed to equitably deliver testing, treatments, and vaccines. Global Goal will air on NBC and iHeartMedia and stream on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch and other platforms. Global Citizen launched its Global Goal Unite for Our Future campaign in May. In a video, Cyrus called for more funding for the development of COVID-19 tests, treatments, and vaccines. Global Citizen previously hosted the One World Together at Home benefit concert in April to raise funds for the COVID-19 relief. The event raised more than $127 million for charity. And that was your entertainment report for Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app. Search for The Entertainment Report and it'll take you to the page. Good night and God bless you all.